It's the Nighttime Show! Today, your guest, the special, the awesome Chelsea Kane. She was on Fish Hooks. She was on the Disney Channel or something or whatever. And she's on Baby Daddy. Oh my God! Your producer, Matt Walker, producer of the Nighttime Show and the producer of the Nighttime Show. And I'm your announcer, Robbie Carlisle. And oh my God, it's Stephen Kramer Glickman. Here he comes. Oh my God!
Nice! Hey, that was really good, Robbie. And terrible, but great mostly.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy. You were really wonderful.
It was impressive.
We have such a wonderful special guest today. This woman is a true saint, and we adore her. Ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea Kane is here.
Yep. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Wow. So great to have you here. This is so exciting. What has been going on with you? What has been happening? What have you been up to?
Well, not much lately because my show just ended. So
when did Baby Daddy end?
We wrapped the show in about February and then got the official word that we aren't coming back about a month ago. So this has been that gray zone for me of like, do I totally freak out or
you're gonna be
take a
fine?
vacation?
Are you taking meetings and trying to figure out
Yeah,
what do you want to do?
I would love to stay in comedy. I would love. So we shot Baby Daddy in front of a live audience, and that was always the dream for me. To growing up on Will and Grace and Friends, I wanted to come out here and be on a sitcom. And of course, the minute I moved here was the year that not a single network picked up a sitcom. Yeah. So the fact that I got to do 100 episodes on a
was it like a 3-4 camera deal?
It was, yeah,
nice.
4 camera setup and great ensemble cast, the 5 of us every week, and it really was the dream for me. So
did ABC
so
Family keep any shows when it became Freeform?
Yeah, we were actually one of them. We survived the rebranding, and that was a scary time. It's like
they kept that Ashley Tisdale hairdresser one, right?
I think that was TBS.
That was TBS? Okay.
But Ashley Tisdale was producing Young and Hungry, which is the sitcom we were paired up with for the hour of comedy, for Happy Hour on Freeform.
But you also hit 100. That's like the magic number for syndication, right?
You would think. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a pretty elite club to be a part of. It's such a cool number. I wanted to cut the cake, which we got, and we ended the show on our 100th episode.
Oh, wow.
So wow. It was kind of this bittersweet moment, a lot of celebrating on set, and we kind of knew it was coming to an end, so...
Did you tie up all the loose ends in the finale of the show, or is there like a Baby Daddy fan who's like really mad right now?
Well, people are still. We saved a couple things just in case we came back for the back 10, which now you'll never know. For example, I was pregnant on the show, extremely pregnant as a character on the show for the last season.
Yeah, we're like, wow, you look great after just.
Yeah, it's like it was all water retention. Who knew? But since we didn't have the back 10 guaranteed, I really begged our showrunner, Dan Berenson, to let me have that baby on the last definite episode because it just seemed awful to not do that. So it was great. I was in stirrups in front of our crew for the whole last week together.
Hilarious.
But so that was nice. We wrapped that up, had the baby. We ended it on a really kind of sweet note that here we have the Baby Daddy. We followed Jean-Luc's journey as raising this kid, and now it's kind of like the next Baby Daddy with his brother and I having our little one. So, but you don't know what the baby's name is. So I guess you'll never know.
You worked on...
What would you have named that baby?
Yeah.
We were, God, I don't know. We had a funny one, but I honestly think my showrunner will be mad at me if I say it out loud. I don't know if he's saving it for a rainy day. Like, I think
what would you name a baby if you had a baby?
Oh God, that's the thing
have a
about
baby,
this
but
show. So when we started it, I'm the only kind of young female character on the show, and I'm supposed to have this maternal instinct in taking care of these kids. And you watch the pilot, and I am completely mortified. I'm so uncomfortable in my own skin and the way I'm holding this baby. I would call it, which is not a great term for a little one, and. Yeah, so they ended up rewriting all the episodes where I'm not holding the child for the next 3 seasons because I just looked so uncomfortable. But I just none of that really kicked in. The last season when the girls were toddlers and fun to be around, our producers kept saying like, "I can hear your ovaries kicking into gear from here," but I'm not. I'm not really
lady.
in that
That was
zone.
twins.
Twins, yeah.
Now were they the same from the babies were the same as played the toddlers, or were they did they recast them at some point?
We would recast the twins every season. So that was kind of a weird. You wouldn't get too attached. But the last 2 seasons we had the same family with us because the girls started to talk and they would do things naturally on the set that you couldn't have another kid recreate. Every time we'd walk in and out of the door, they'd say hi, they'd say bye. There's always someone younger.
Yeah.
They were just upstaging me in every scene.
Right. Yeah, sure, of course.
So we had to bring them back at that point because they were established characters themselves. We knew the viewers would be able to tell that they were new babies. So that was really fun. We got to watch the girls grow up for a couple of years.
Oh, that's really sweet, though.
When the show ended, did you get to keep one of the stunt babies?
That's what I said. I was like, yeah. We get to, these are our parting gifts, right? Just take a kid.
Well, like how, some actors, if they work with an animal, they get to, they adopt it and take it home. Did you take one of the kids home?
I totally would have. Hopefully Jean-Luc Bilodeau, who doesn't listen to this, and he's our baby daddy on Baby Daddy, but we would rehearse with this terrifying life-size Barbie all week, and this poor Barbie just got the shit kicked out of it. I mean, its eyes are all wonky, it's missing patches of hair, and so when the show was over, I called props and said, I need you to send me that life-size Barbie because Jean-Luc hates it so much, and I'm waiting for Jean-Luc to get his next job so that I can ship it to him and have it waiting for him in his next dressing room.
Oh,
it sounds like it looks just like the baby from Mother's Day.
It's
that was a bad baby. It's okay. We talked about it on the show with Britt Robertson.
Really?
Yeah, we had Britt Robertson on the show, and we were like, wow, that baby was ugly that you had. And it was an ugly baby.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it looked like a monster. It looked like a little monster baby. It's not, it's not anybody's fault except for the parents.
Except for her parents.
Except
Way
for
to
the parents.
go, a-holes.
The parents and God. Robbie, you're up for adoption, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, totally.
You can be my Subi from the show.
You could be. We should. You know what we should do? We should shoot another episode of Baby Daddy, but with Robbie as the baby.
Oh, absolutely.
Could you imagine how funny and weird that show would be if he was the baby the whole time?
It would probably be a hit.
I would watch the hell out of that show.
That would be funny to recreate scenes from the show with a grown man.
We should consider shooting that for the nighttime show as a sketch. If you're down for it, would you be down for it, you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
We could get David Cade, who is on your show. Do you remember David Cade?
I'm panicking in this moment.
He's really handsome.
David Cade, very handsome.
Yes.
Robbie has a crush on him.
Oh, ooh. Yeah. So you want him to be changing the diapers in the scene? And
I would want him to.
He play on the show?
I would want a Catholic priest kind of relationship.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Well, my dad's dead. Obviously, I have daddy issues.
Wow. You know what, buddy? There's moments in this world we just don't need to know
Sometimes
about.
we learn a little too much about Robbie.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
We could get Taj. We could get Taj Mowry.
Oh, yeah.
To be
Taj
on the show.
is the best. He is so funny.
I love Melissa Peterson. Very talented. What a great. Oh, yeah, and you had Daniella Monet on the show.
Oh, yeah.
What was she like to work
you
with?
probably know her from the Nickelodeon days.
Oh, yeah.
She's awesome. Actually, one of my first gigs ever was a show called Listen Up. I guest starred, and Daniella Monet was a series regular. It was with Jason Alexander and Malcolm Jamal Warner. He was the sportscaster.
Yeah, of course.
And it was the most horrifying first day of work. I'm so nervous, so excited. One of my first gigs, and I round the corner with the PAs, and there's Malcolm Jamal Warner standing right in front of me. So I went, "Oh, hi!"
It's Theo,
and it's a cardboard cutout of Malcolm Jamal Warner that I've just said hello to in front of the whole crew.
Are you serious?
And so Daniela was very kind and made that whole process much less painful. Staying out of that one a little bit, but she was so sweet when I first guest starred on her show, so it was really fun to kind of have her come work with us, and she was with us for a couple seasons.
Chelsea, I'm gonna show you a picture of David Cade. This isn't actually David Cade. This is just a picture.
Oh yeah, total babe.
Okay,
yeah.
good. All right, just wanted to make sure.
We'll get him
after the Malcolm Jamal story. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
And this is a picture of Ashley Aragota. That's amazing. God, what a fun cast to be on. And for, such an extended period of time, you really get to be like a family with a group of people like that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we all know too much about each other at this point. It was really special. Michael Lembeck, our director, actually directed almost every single episode, which is really rare. He did the pilot for Everybody Loves Raymond.
Of course.
He did tons of episodes of Mad About You, Friends, and he's just kind of the sitcom guy.
Yeah.
So it really felt like a masterclass to be working with this guy every week, and we were just all together. I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg at this point with the characters, because so much of what happened in our real lives ended up on the show. We would come in from like a crazy weekend and sit with the writers at lunch and talk about this, drunken escapade we've had, and all of a sudden it's we're reliving it on camera 3 weeks later.
No
so
way.
it's fun to watch it back.
Yeah, like I just saw an interview
little...
with the EP of Everybody Loves Raymond, and he talked about, he said to all his writers, he's like, your job is to go home, get into a fight with your wife, then come back and tell me about it.
Were you watching the 90s on CNN last night? Me
you just
too.
saw it, yeah.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
I was watching, I was like, they just did that. That's what they do.
Yeah.
amazing.
Totally. There are a lot of funny moments in the show that really happened to us.
I just told Rachel that I need to spend more time with her doing going grocery shopping and go with her more often out to do things because it
you wanna
really
prove
grocery
builds,
shopping is so fun.
well, it really builds my act.
You wanna prove
it
that somebody's
builds my
going to do
stand-up.
Yeah.
And she was like, why? She was like, so I have to be put through like all you being annoying out in public, so that I was like, yeah, like I need it.
I go
like,
through it
My
enough.
so, what's that?
I go through it enough with
Oh
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but you're a comic. It's hard to write comedy with another comedian. We can write comedy, but not like. You know what? That's not true. I told Mel Brooks that story about you and me at with the everything is $5 thing.
Tell Chelsea about that.
You want to hear a quick thing?
Yeah.
This is very funny. So I just got to spend a few days with Mel Brooks in Vegas and have dinner with him a bunch of times, which was the fucking
so
coolest
cool.
thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And we were sitting there, and he tells a story where he goes, I was walking down the street with Woody Allen, and we're walking down the street, and we're having a soda pop in like 1950 something, and I see this store, and on the outside they're selling microscopes. $7-8 microscopes. This is 1950 something. So I walk in, I go, watch this, Woody. I walk in, I go, excuse me, I am about to solve cancer research. I'm a scientist, and one of our microscopes broke. I'm literally 10 minutes away from solving the world's biggest crisis, cancer. So I have to know, I need a new microscope. Is one of these microscopes in the window good enough to solve the cancer crisis, or do I have to get something somewhere else? Are they good enough? Are they good microscopes? Because if they're not good, I don't want them. And then the guy behind the counter was like, I don't know. They're good. They're good, I guess. I don't know. And so we just kept giving him shit for it. So he tells me the story, and I'm like dying, right? Yeah. And then I go. Well, I got a story for you, actually. And he goes, I'm listening. And I go, me and my buddy Matt Walker, fellow comedian, we were in Las Vegas. And we went into the store called Everything is $5. Okay, and I started walking around the store.
And I told you to. I was like, hey. Go ask them how much this is.
Yeah, he goes, go ask them how much one of these things are. And I go, okay, all right, watch this. So I walk over and I go, excuse me, miss, how much is this ashtray? And the lady goes, it's $5. And I go, wow, that's a pretty good deal. Hey, miss, how much is this a pen? She goes, it's $5. I go, oh, jeez. Hey, miss, what? How much is this cup with a Vegas logo on it? It's $5 also. Wow, they got sure to have good deals here. Hey, Matt, check it out. This cup is $5. Hey, Matt, guess how much this is? $5, Matt. And I just kept doing this to him until they kicked us out of the store.
Yeah, it was like 15 minutes.
We were doing this for 15 minutes.
He asked her about
Just
20 different
around.
items.
Hey, Matt, how much this umbrella you think? $5, Matt. Just till they told us to leave. He was dying. And Mel Brooks loved the story and laughed a lot, and it got a good laugh.
That's like one of my favorite Rocko's Modern Life episodes where everything is $5.
What?
Where they go on the ski trip and everything is $5. They're like, this is great, but then it's $5 to for get a towel, get on the ski lift,
Oh, okay,
ski,
everything.
whatever you need.
Yeah.
Every move you make, throw something away, $5.
Did like Spirit Airline them
Yeah.
and like charge them for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the worst. Oh, Spirit Airlines, you're the worst.
So Chelsea, you moved to LA. You said about 12 years ago.
About 12 years ago.
And you came from Arizona.
From Arizona, yeah, and I still go back a lot. I kind of split my time between here and Arizona.
I'm gonna make a guess. Can I make a guess?
Yes.
I'm gonna guess that when you grew up in a town that has like a kind of a sexual name to it for some reason.
The road.
There's something in the water.
There's something in the water.
Yeah, we live on Wet Beaver Creek.
Wow.
Yes, yeah.
Whoa.
No, the minute that sale went through, I bought that domain name immediately.
Yes.
I'm also
Really?
in the process of changing my production company to Wet Beaver Creek Productions. And,
Yes, please.
I mean, yeah.
Produce
if
a lot of
anyone
movies
feels
up
like,
in
what?
deep in the valley in Chatsworth. You can produce a lot of movies.
Yeah, I feel like it's fitting. People will be like, "Aren't you a Disney kid? Name is kind of gross." It's like that's my home.
Yeah.
So
That's where I'm
that's
from.
where I'm from.
How do you say
How
that?
dare you? Wet Beaver Creek. My parents live on a historic pecan orchard. We kind of inherited it with the house. So if anyone here is a fan of pecans,
I am.
It yields
do
about
they
200
actually
pounds.
harvest pecans? And
And we
sell
have
them?
boxes and boxes of them in our garage, and we're basically
Oh, I
my
love
nana's like a
pecans.
sweatshop worker. We just she just sits in there and cracks pecans all day. So yeah, there are a lot of pecan pies at my house at Thanksgiving. If anyone's interested, we have so many pecans. I can't.
You're
even
my
tell you.
go-to pecan person.
Oh
now.
yeah, please! I'd be
Awesome.
thrilled. I'll bring you guys some nuts.
So you guys
please do.
you're inviting people to your house for pie
Yeah,
at Wet Beaver Creek.
yeah. If we should
Just all right,
Oh, Robbie.
all right.
I want some of that pie.
No, I'm just
I want some of
Okay.
that pie in Wet Beaver Creek.
Disney.
I know.
Hey, you know what,
So,
Chelsea?
Robbie's like, you
I
had
did,
me at pie.
I did some research on you prior to the show, and I brought with me the C in the C of Encyclopedia Britannica. Like I brought the encyclopedia for the letter C.
Okay.
It's very heavy, so I got to get it up onto the desk. Hang on a second. Matt, can you help me with this? You ready?
oh no.
All right. I'm going to open up to this Chelsea Clinton. There we go. Chelsea Kane. Okay. And it says here.
To see volume K, Kane, Chelsea.
God, let's get the K.
Get the
Hang
K
on.
book, right?
Okay. Okay, there we go. Chelsea Kane. And it says here in the second paragraph about you that your father was a director in the industry doing commercials with animals. It says CA for animals.
Wow.
We won't do
you
that.
really
though.
did your research.
I'm still
so
doing it.
impressed.
Still doing
yeah.
it. Yeah.
This is what
Not
happens
a lot
when
of
Matt
people
Walker.
know that.
This is what happens when Matt Walker forgets to press record.
Oh, shut up! Don't ruin it!
No.
You're ruining
Yeah.
it for the audience!
I am. I'm ruining it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I just like
I'm gonna
believing
follow the
that
sword.
Steven is omniscient.
Well, at first, when you were pulling up the encyclopedia, I thought you were telling me that there's no information. You mean nothing. You're
No! People love you.
There's a whole
People
Wikipedia page on you, Chelsea.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Is
Yes,
there? I
my
didn't know.
dad was a director, or he's now retired, but would commute back and forth from Arizona when I was growing up out here to LA, and was really known for working with animals. So he did San Diego Zoo and kind of any commercial that seemed to have a baby chimp in it, or a lizard, or a dog, or something. And so whenever I would come out to visit him, I mean, I literally had like a monkey sitting on my lap drinking a Snapple. So
Awesome.
Come on.
and now he's surprised that I am involved in the business.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get involved.
Yeah, right. Like, what are you supposed to be like? Do something like that
I'm
and
like,
be like,
this is so boring.
I want to
Yeah.
be a dentist now. Like, get
He
the
would have
fuck
loved
outta
that.
Here.
Yeah, a dentist, a doctor, a lawyer. I'm like, I play a lawyer on TV. Does that count for something?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do you have brothers?
so I
do you have brothers and sisters?
No, I'm an only child.
Wow.
Yeah, just me.
Oh my god.
Yep.
She's got
Happy
that
to
big
be here.
pecan farm in here, and it's
I
coming
know.
one day.
I know. I wish I had some siblings to help with the harvest.
Who did you go to prom with?
I actually didn't go to prom.
Did you go
I
to
was homeschooled
You
by
went-
that
you
point.
homeschooled-
I was
what?
out here. I moved out here my freshman year of high school.
Wow.
Really?
So I was living at the Magic Castle Hotel
Mm-hmm.
on a week-to-week contract, just paying them as I go, hoping that I would get another audition or another job that would take me into the next month or two. So yeah, I was living above the Magic Castle, and there were so many weird artists in and out, and they have this little place called the Monkey House on the Magic Castle property that actually because it.
Is everything monkeys with you, Chelsea?
I know. I'm
Yamashiro,
sensing a theme here. Yamashiro was someone's house at one point, and so all around the grounds are these little zoos and little or it was a zoo, so there's little caves and everything. So it was a really weird place to kind of be studying for my GED and wandering around, and these bands coming in and out rehearsing for their gig on.
Do you remember any of the? Do you remember any of the bands or any of the?
The Mars Volta was one of them.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. They helped me carry a gingerbread house to my car one day. They were very sweet.
Very nice.
Were there any other actors that were hanging out back then?
Not really.
Did you
Not
know all
that
the
I
people
knew
over the
of.
Oakwoods, or?
Oh, I did spend some time at the Oakwoods. We used to have a place called the G Spot, which was on the roof of the G building. We would drag the pool chairs up there and sit, because you could look into the Warner Brothers lot. So here we were, a bunch of, kids talking about
Who was in that
day.
crew? Who was in that crew back then that you're sitting on the roof with?
Jesse Plemons, who's a
Okay.
great actor.
Very talented.
Yeah,
Very talented
He's
actor.
awesome. A bunch of the girls I'm actually still best friends with. Everyone's kind of gone on to do different things. My best friend Emily runs Seersucker in San Diego, which you guys will have to go to when are you going to Comic-Con?
I'm going to be there. Yeah,
Totally hook you up with some grub while you're there.
that would be sweet.
Sherilyn Wilson, she's been on Mad Men and everything. I'm trying to think of Nicole Anderson was one of them, which funny enough, we
wow.
ended up on Jonas together years later. So
Yeah.
we started in an acting class together, and then
Nice.
ended up getting
And
to
you
work together
mentioned,
for a couple of years.
Like you went to high school, not high school, but you did theater in Arizona with
I
some
did, yeah.
famous people.
That's kind of how I got my start. There weren't a lot of outlets in Arizona. There wasn't a lot of film coming through Arizona.
Sure.
Which there should be, because it's
beautiful up
never
there.
rains. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful. But yeah, we were doing Valley Youth Theater all the time, and actually I did theater with Emma Stone and Jordan Sparks.
How
and there
old
was
were
a
you
little
when this was happening?
from about 9 or 10 to 15. Yeah,
Whoa.
so it was a fun little time period there. And Valley Youth Theater is very cool. If there are any listeners in Arizona, I would go check it out. It's all kids, everyone's under 18, all volunteer. But we ended up getting such a good reputation while we were doing these shows that when a show would close on Broadway, they would give us their sets. They would donate their
Oh,
sets.
wow.
What?
So we actually did Titanic with the Titanic from Broadway on hydraulics. The ship would sink on stage.
That's amazing.
No
And you have a bunch of 12-year-olds running around, screaming about
Did
an
you
ice
guys
cream.
do Shrek the musical?
Towering high,
Tall and grand.
ship of dreams. Yeah. What other musicals
Did you do Shrek the musical?
I did not do Shrek.
Oh,
Too bad.
just me.
That was
Just
Steven on Broadway.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
He
you
was
did that
Shrek.
on Broadway.
I was Shrek in the Broadway, all the Broadway workshops and readings. of
That's
the Shrek
so
musical.
cool.
Yep.
Oh my god.
When you look
And
at him, he looks just like him.
That's
Yeah.
the dream. I would.
They just
I-
painted him green, and they're like, "All right, you're Shrek."
That's it. It was pretty simple. It was pretty simple stuff.
love that.
I worked with Sutton Foster, and
She's so cool.
so cool, such a great lady, and Chris Sieber and John Tartaglia and everybody.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was
Dean
great.
Edwards.
Dean Edwards, yeah,
lot of
yeah,
great
yeah. A lot of wonderful people in that.
Wow. Yeah, that's the dream, to do a show in New York. I would
Well,
love
you
to do
should.
that.
You,
So-
should. You should totally. They
Do you
they
still-
would love to have you out there doing a show.
Yeah, like, do you hang out with Emma Stone at all, or do you see them,
Actually,
her and Jordan
speaking
around,
of
or
Broadway, that was the last time I saw her. She was starring in Cabaret. Yeah, Cabaret out there. So I went to see her and got to give her a big hug
Oh, nice.
after the show. And yeah, and then she's had a busy year, so we haven't
Yeah.
caught up as much.
What about Jordan Sparks?
I haven't seen her in a while. That was another weird thing. She won American Idol, and then she ended up touring with the Jonas Brothers at the same time I was doing the series with the Jonas
Okay.
Brothers on
Yeah.
Disney. So we kind of came back into each other's lives for a little block of time there too. But it's been a minute since I've seen Jordan.
Now, when you did the Jonas Brothers show, they had two shows, right?
No, it was the same show. Well,
They
they had
just-
Camp Rock, which was a movie.
Right, no, but there was a Jonas Brothers show, and then they changed the
to
format of the
Jonas.
show.
Yes. So that was the same show.
What was
Just-
the difference? Walk us through that.
The difference, it was supposed to start out as a live audience multicam sitcom, just like their other hits that were on at the time.
Yeah.
Wizards of Waverly Place, Hannah Montana.
Sure.
And the minute they brought the boys on stage, the girls never stopped screaming. because from the time we shot the pilot to the time it got picked up was when the writer strike happened. So we had this weird year-long break before we started shooting.
And they're off touring in that time?
And in that time, the network kept them busy by putting them on tour with Hannah Montana. So they went from being
shit.
totally unknowns. When I auditioned for the show, I had no idea who they were.
Yeah.
I was looking them up and like, oh, they're cute, to being on the cover of Rolling Stone by our first episode back. So we ended up having to change the format in the sense that we had this whole stage, soundstage built, but we were shooting it like a single cam. It was a multicam show without an audience.
Couldn't
so
have
it
an
kind of
audience,
had
yeah.
a lot of, it just felt like a lot of dead air or space. And they wanted to make it really cool and different the second season. So we took it out of the soundstage and shot all on location all over LA. And so it was called Jonas LA because they really wanted to give it this,
And you
rock
played
star.
Joe's girlfriend?
I played Stella. Yeah, I ended up having a romance with
Did
with
you
Joe
get death threats on Twitter from teenage fangirls for doing that?
What was the only time that happened is Joe and I got spotted shopping before the show came out. So no one knew that we were working together. So that's when the death threats really came in. The horrible articles, like, she's such a butterface. Like, all these things. I'm like, oh my
These are
God.
the worst
What?
things about
She's
yeah.
the
It's
oh,
crazy.
yeah. People were so... It was traumatizing.
Someone said that about your face.
People were so awful and saying things that, or digging up
It's
old
insane.
photos that
Yeah.
would show up places. So that was a weird introduction. But then once they realized I was on the show and a non-threat,
Yeah.
they everyone was
They're
so
like,
sweet.
I still have a chance with Joe. It's
Yeah,
okay.
and I'm sure you had the same thing with Big Time Rush. Those fans,
They saw a picture of him with Kendall, and they were like,
Those two are fucking.
they get intense, but when they see you in public or when they talk to you, I feel like that kind of that age, they almost look at you like you're Mickey with his head on, like you're still a costumed character. So
Right.
they'll come up and just hug you on the street, the little ones, and I thought that was really cool. There aren't any games.
they come up to
or-
him and they scream.
Yeah, there's a lot of screaming. Ah! There's a lot of that to get that
Stranger
pointing and
danger.
screaming.
No, I'm Shrek.
That's because he was mean on the show.
Yeah.
It was his character. So like some of the kids, they're scared
Back
of him.
in the
Yeah.
day, like when when the first season, kids were afraid to talk to me.
Yeah.
Like I met
It was
one
the
of my
best season for you.
My girlfriend's
have to deal with all the kids.
best friend's daughter saw me and was like and went back and
Nope.
sat in the car. Was like, nope, not talking to that guy. I see what he does. He has anger problems. She said that. She was like 7. She was like, he has anger problems. I don't want to talk to him. Here's a fun, weird thing that's gonna blow your mind. Are you ready for the blow your mind moment?
I'm ready.
All right,
Bring
we
on the
all have
mind
to
grenade.
say blow your mind. Ready? We are ready to
Blow
your mind.
Chelsea, when you were shooting the TV show Jonas, you were shooting that way out in Calabasas
Yeah.
at a house. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Here's a fun fact.
Chelsea Kane, this
That's
is your life.
house.
The house next door to that house was owned by my cousin, Randy, her husband, Tomar, and their 2 children, my cousins, Oshi and Jonah. Those kids, literally the same, we're talking the same driveway.
Oh my gosh.
And you guys would park at their driveway as part of the deal with living in
His
the house.
cousin
But
had
they
your
would
car
come-
towed.
And they would come and hang out on the set
Yes.
all the time.
That is so cool.
And Jonah, my little cousin, walked onto the set and walked up to Joe Jonas and said, guess what? My cousin is on Big Time Rush. So there. And walked away. Like, no joke. And they used to go eat your craft service all the time. And I used to drive by the set all the time because I would go and I used to house sit for them and all
It's
that.
gorgeous
all that
up there.
jazz.
I would house sit
it
all
was
the
gorgeous.
time.
But isn't
Yeah,
that
that place was
super
crazy.
weird?
What a small world. It always
know.
freaks me out how you
know, I
can
was
run
like-
into anyone in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
But that's so cool.
I remember going by there when you guys were filming one time because it was right around the time that Big Time Rush was starting because we had a weird thing with Big Time Rush where we shot we shot a pilot with a different guy playing Kendall, playing the lead, and then they went and we had Sean Kingston as our special guest on the pilot,
the
rapper singer,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
And then they were like, "Yep, we're gonna take a." And he turned to me on the set, and he was like, "Yo, dog, that fucking bracelet's tight." And I was like, "Thanks, man." He goes, "Where'd you get that?" I go, "They gave it to me." And he goes, "Who gave it to you?" And I was like, "The costumer." And he goes, "They gave that to you?" damn, you know how much that shit's worth? And I was like, I don't know, like $7? Like, it's a fake bracelet. He goes, oh, man, if that shit was real like mine, it'd be worth a lot. I go, wait, how much is yours worth? He goes, this bracelet I'm wearing right now, $75,000. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, and this other one on this bracelet, $125,000. And I was like,
I would be a nervous wreck all the time.
What?
I could never do that.
Yeah.
that dude said, and he talked to me about it for a long time. That
How much is your watch worth right now, Chelsea?
tell us, Chelsea.
See the bling.
After every concert that he did, he would buy himself a new luxury car until he ran out of room to park the cars. So he just started buying more property so he could have more cars.
It must be such a nice feeling.
Until the hits stop.
That's true.
Yeah.
But he made a
That's
lot
the
of
setup
money.
for a very good first half of a VH1 Behind the Music. Let me tell you.
For Chris
Yeah.
Brown.
The second half is not so good, but the first half is great.
What? So with those boys, with them Jonas boys, let's talk about each of them individually, just for a minute. Just
Okay.
tell me a little bit about each of them individually. We got Joe Jonas.
We got Joe.
Tell me a bit about Joe.
I love all those boys. Joe,
So do I. They're great guys.
They're great.
They're very nice.
they're great. Joe was Joe and I probably spent the most time together when we were shooting, and Joe, I felt like always was kind of the wilder one of the bunch. So some of my favorite memories with Joe were like taking a last minute road trip, or one time we went to Texas for New Year's, and Kevin had just moved into his beautiful new house, and they all lived on the same street in Texas, and so you would ride a golf cart back and forth, and Joe and I hopped in the golf cart to run back to his parents' house and drove it like right through Kevin's brand new garage cabinets. So you got a door hanging off, and Joe and I were just kind of the type of like just leave it. Like, I won't tell if you won't tell. Nick was a child prodigy. I think he wrote all the music. He was, even then, I'm older than him, and I was so intimidated talking to him. It felt like talking to an adult. Or it was just, he's very commanding and really such a sweetheart. And then Kevin, Kevin. He's such a doll. I actually ran into him at dinner the other night. So we got to sit down and catch up for a second. But he's a dad, and they're just the
Jiminy
sweetest.
Christmas.
How did you get that show?
Auditioning. I got really lucky. I did the pilot of Wizards of Waverly Place, and
How was Selena? How was Selena on that? Oh,
well,
I'm sorry.
it was
I'm interrupting
it was the
you.
pilot, so everyone was equally terrified and unknown, and it was the first one out of the gate. And Fred Savage was directing it, who I love, and I had one line in the pilot, and I played this really dumb blonde, and of course I just milked it, and so they ended up giving me extra little bits here or there, and it was enough to get me in the door for Jonas. They
Nice.
cut that role in the pilot. They reshot the pilot without that in it, so I was like, oh, bummer. And then they brought me in for Jonas instead, which was very
They
cool.
probably did it so they could save you for the other one. Or?
I who knows? Probably not.
Tell that to yourself.
You know
That's
what?
that's what I tell myself.
That's what networks do, though, because they tried to put me on after I got Big Time Rush. They tried to put me on True Jackson with.
Oh yeah.
And Scott Fellows was like, the fuck he's gonna be on that show first. Like, he's on our show first,
Right.
And they wouldn't let me go and do the other one until
Right.
it had already aired.
Yeah, it was really fun, and I felt like Fred Savage really helped me get Jonas. He was kind of my champion over at the channel for a little while, and and then I was under contract with Disney for 4 years, so I thought it was a cool way to kind of grow up, because we were young,
Yeah.
so to be working with people my age.
You were like 16 when you got that, or
I was 17, 18, so I was kind of like the old guy at the bar
Yeah.
already. I was already peaking, but it was great.
Wow.
Did you do like one of those commercial promos with the hand wand thingy?
Yes.
You
And
did?
have you seen the ones online where they follow the wand as if they really trace what the actor was doing, and it's all these like super wonky,
No, I have not seen
lopsided
that.
ears. It's hysterical.
What?
It's like, you're watching Disney Channel, ding, 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 but it's ridiculous. It's
I don't
so
know what
funny.
you're talking about.
But that was a big day for me, the Disney Channel
I will watch that.
wand moment.
That must have been a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I've always kind of been a Disney kid, so it was nice to get some of the money back that I'd spent all the years going to the parks.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And on all
Give
the
me back my money,
all
Mickey.
the toys. It's like, oh, I got a little piece of it back.
Well, when it comes to dating and relationships in a business like this, are you seeing someone now?
Did you date
or-
Joe Jonas?
Did you
or did you not date Joe Jonas?
Brutally single. It's hilarious. Yeah.
have you dated like other people in the industry, or would you rather date people that are out of the industry?
No, I've made the classic mistake of getting involved with, co-stars.
Really?
And I never
Yeah.
learned. I just
On your most recent show?
that's
a yes.
Yeah, well, it is hard in the sense that I don't really have. I don't know what my other circles are. I have
Yeah.
the same group of girlfriends that I've had forever, and then it's just people that I work with. You're on set 15 hours a day, 12 hours a day sometimes. So it seems inevitable, but I promise myself every time that I won't do that again. So right now, since I'm not working, I'm I'm not dating anyone.
Have you tried like going on Tinder and then putting like television star on there? Just
No.
seeing what you get?
Well, I was in
worst
Hawaii with a girlfriend, and we were like, oh, let's just go on to this will be fun while we're here. Let's see what happens in Hawaii. But we didn't realize we put a bunch of the same pictures on our profiles, so people started emailing us thinking it was this weird like menage a trois.
Oh shit!
Two for the price of one, and we were like, oh god. So we immediately took that down. And that was my only experience with any sort of online dating app.
The only online dating app for celebrities
Is that Raya one,
is Raya.
I've seen that. We've spent some time on our set going through that on someone else's phone that was using it. The boys and I would kind of go through and pick out people
On
that we
Baby
thought
Daddy,
should-
or
yeah.
it's pretty outrageous. One of our friends, Kate Quigley, she's on Raya, and she went out with Jeremy Piven and Moby and a bunch of other
Good
fun,
times.
interesting folks. I think it's neat. And that's kind of a neat idea. That's kind of a neat idea to have like a private dating app for celebrities.
Yeah,
but
I guess I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
still
know.
old school. I want to
meet somebody in person and like them.
Yeah, I don't
you
need
know.
to see their picture and be like, oh, that's the one.
Yeah, no. Like,
Look at those
there's never been.
cheekbones. Yeah, that's not how I roll.
Look at that witty headline. That's the one
Oh,
for me.
God.
There's my baby daddy.
Yeah, I don't want to be be like a grandfather with like little grandchildren and be like, I never forget the day I met your mother. I was looking at eBay and then I switched apps.
Totally. I love that his
And
profile said,
immediately-
only God can judge me. That's what really pushed me over
He had a
the
nice
edge.
picture of him with a tiger. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I couldn't resist. I swiped right away.
I don't know why I'm going to sound like that when I'm old, but that's
You sound like that now. Sometimes.
I do. It's no joke, Chelsea. There are days where they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Steven, can you do this?" Especially if I'm using a computer and I'm trying to figure something out on the computer. He
That was
was
this
just trying to
morning.
help me this morning, and he's like, "Now find where is applications?" I go, "I don't know where anything is.
I'm totally
I can't
that way.
figure this out anymore." Like I just become, elderly Jew.
Yeah,
I was
if you could-
remarkably patient today.
You were very patient with me.
Can
I
you
appreciate
please come help me? My startup disk is full, and I've been trying to dump information. So now my
Windows
computer
or
is
Mac?
just Mac.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
It's not that hard.
But
Do
you have an
send up
external
in
drive?
tears.
Do you
hitting
have
the
multiple
computer.
drives on the computer?
Do you have an external hard drive? Did you buy?
I bought an external hard drive.
Have you
at
plugged
Best
into
Buy.
the computer
I
yet?
have, and then
And does
that's
it
where
recognize the hard drive?
It did. Yeah.
Can you copy files to it, or does it say it's read only?
This is where you're losing me.
Yeah.
Okay. You might need. If you bought it at Best Buy, you might need to format the hard drive for
no,
Mac.
well, I had to return the first one I bought because it was for Windows, and I got the Mac
So
specific.
Mac specific. Okay,
hard
it's
drive.
probably already set up. All you need to do really is just find the drive on the Finder and then copy the files from one place to the other, and you can remove.
So I got to drag it all over
Just drag 'em.
myself.
It's not that hard.
Okay, I have about 8 billion photos. That's what it says.
Just grab them as a bunch. You don't
As
have to
a
do them
whole?
one at a
Ooh.
time.
The whole photo. Okay.
Yeah, you
we'll
just-
talk.
yeah,
This
we'll
is
talk.
yeah.
I love how this
Matt's
was-
very smart. and
But I suck
don't know
at
how
all of this stuff.
Me too.
I studied
Me too. How do we even live?
Engineering, so I know this kind of.
I know. No, Robbie, you had a day today. You want to tell us?
Yeah,
what
tell us.
happened
We
to
heard
you?
that you had a good story.
It's time for Chelsea. You sing. We both sing. How about let's sing a little. Did it happen to Robbie together? You want to do that?
Yeah.
Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8.
Did it happen to Robbie?
Oh yeah.
That's like the fourth time you've done that, and it's been a different song every time.
I know.
Yeah.
All All right,
Four
Robbie.
different versions that did it happen to Robbie.
Robbie, what happened?
Do you want me to just tell you guys what happened?
Tell it.
Tell us.
Tell the story.
So I accidentally came in my eye.
God damn it! I just spit. I just did a spit take. God damn it, Robbie! Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
We have Chelsea Kane here, and that's what you go with?
That's how you
It's
open.
just what
That's how
happened.
you open?
I'm not even joking. That's what happened today.
Jesus Christ.
You can't accuse Robbie of burying the lead. He went right to the head.
I'm just
There's no like
God.
long drawn out story. He just got right to the chase.
no. There's a story to it.
Okay.
How does that happen, Robbie? How did that happen to you?
Before I do like a show or before I go on set or something like that, I usually do some personal maintenance. It kind of helps calm me down and keep me level.
Right.
And today I was doing said maintenance, and the thing is, I'm a big guy, and while I'm doing said maintenance, I get a little more comfortable and lean back in the chair. And that was when my chair decided that it had had enough of me, and the chair breaks.
Right when you
As I bust, I'm falling backwards. And the worst part about this is, like, I blasted on my face, and it went up in the air and fell on me.
Hey Steve, remember that time when you came so hard your chair broke?
No, but I did fart
No.
and rip a hole in the
Okay.
chair the other day. Rachel was at
This never happened to me.
Rachel was at a photo shoot, very fancy photo shoot out in Big Bear, and I was out there with she was like 7 or 8 models with her, and I was just sitting under a tree, watching her do her thing, and I'm sitting there in this like kind of canvasy chair, and I was sitting there, and I was like. Oh, well, I'm by myself. There's no one around, and so I farted, and when I did, tore a hole in the chair, and I broke the chair I was in when I farted. Maybe it was just the way I leaned or something, but I farted through the chair, and then I had to hide the chair, because now I can't sit in a
Because you
torn
can't explain
chair.
to him that you
so I
farted
hid,
a hole in the chair.
I hid the chair, and then I tweeted. I just farted and tore a hole through a chair. Right. And
it alerted on all the phones.
Yeah, and then everyone was... And so then I was like, thank God no one will ever have to know because I was alone when it happened.
Yeah.
Right? And I just kept tweeting about how I'm alone. I tweeted a picture of the chair, and I just said hashtag fart chair. Like, I just kept doing it. And then my girlfriend came back from the photo shoot. She was like, did you have a nice time? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, I'm going to take a seat. I go, not in that chair. Sit over here. And then she found
You
out.
should have let her sit down and just rip right through it. That would've
Farted.
been way
What'd you do
more-
to the chair,
what
Rachel?
did you do? What did you do?
Did you fart in that chair, Rachel?
Rachel, did you fart in that chair? That chair smells like farts.
Yeah. So Robbie, that's
That's a pretty horrifying story, buddy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Has that
Do you need
happened
any
before?
drops or anything? Or
It's like you
the
might
eye
notice that my hair is
situation's
kinda,
okay?
Oh, my eyes are fine, but like you might notice that my hair is frizzy on one side.
Oh, no, Robbie.
I washed it out, but it still frizzes.
God. This is what happens.
So has this ever happened to you before, Robbie?
I mean, not myself. The thing I'm worried about is like you know Pavlov, right? Where like
Yes.
when you have like dopamine, your body will react to it.
You're thinking you're getting conditioned to come in your face? That's what
Well,
you want?
no, like I'm worried that I'll be like next time I won't be able to finish because I didn't fall, and now I'll have to like jerk off and then
fall every time you
exactly.
That's not how conditioning works, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Thanks for clearing that up with science. Well, you know, when I was doing Shrek the musical in New York, DreamWorks let me have this gorgeous fucking apartment, right? That was 52nd and 5th Avenue, overlooking Central Park. It was the most gorgeous.
Nice kitchen in
fucking
that
place.
Beautiful refrigerator freezer.
Oh, shut up! That's not the story I was going to tell.
Well, that you should tell that story.
You tell her that story.
So,
Well, let me finish the
okay,
story.
finish yours and I'll
Finish the
tell mine.
story is that they gave me like a beautiful couch and TV and all this stuff and a big giant room for a bed, you know, for me to have like a nice big king size bed and a closet. It was fucking gorgeous. Nice, one of the nicest places I've ever lived in. And I had a front doorman and, you know, everything. It was fucking amazing. It was a beautiful place. And beautiful place. Anyways, I'm sitting. They had a canvas chair that was like where it it came together with like how like
And
they
you
have
farted in it?
no, but it's like it's like a tent. It's like built like a tent, like with like like a teepee, kind of like a teepee chair. Do you know what I mean? Where like it like
those
hangs,
butterfly chairs.
Yeah, where like hangs from the from the pieces in it, right? And so I was sitting on it, and it tore right through the center, and I fell into the chair. And so then I called DreamWorks, and I was like, "Hey, the chair ripped in my apartment, and I need a new one." And they were like, "Well, you're going to be held responsible for paying for that chair. It's a very expensive chair." And I was like, "Oh." And I called my lawyer, my entertainment lawyer, David Pierce, the greatest entertainment lawyer in human history. And I was like, "Can you find out how much it's going to cost me to replace the chair?" And he goes, "What are you talking about?" I go, "Well, I ripped a hole in the chair. I was sitting on this chair and it tore." And he goes, "Are you telling me that a piece of furniture they provided to you broke and you almost
We're paralyzed.
like, and, like badly hurt from it?" And I go, "Well, yeah." He goes, "Are you hurt?" I go, "My elbow's a little banged up." He goes, "I'm calling them right now." And he calls up and he goes, "You guys are out of your fucking minds thinking he's going to pay for a bullshit broken garbage chair. He's the star of the show. You should buy him 3 of those damn chairs and get that over to him immediately." And he like made them buy me an even nicer chair that would not break, and they apologized to me. He like got them to apologize. He's the best fucking attorney in human history.
See, the story I thought you were going for was when you were doing Shrek in New York. You called me one day.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, "Hey Matt, my computer won't turn on. But what should I do?" And I was like, "Oh, well, what happened to your computer?" "Well, I don't know. It just won't turn on." "Well, what's the last thing you did with it?" "Well, I had it on my lap and it was getting hot, so I closed it up and I put it in the freezer."
Nice.
And I was like, "No, you're not supposed to do that. You need a new computer now."
Yeah, I put it in the freezer, and I brought it to. We killed Robbie. We brought it into a replacement place to like fix the computer, and the guy goes, "My God, what? Oh my God,
He's bloody now.
you got a bloody nose?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Are you bleeding from your nose?"
Wait.
Oh no! All right, hang on. We gotta
do some medical triage now.
Robbie,
Need some napkins for Robbie.
I made Robbie laugh so hard he got a bloody nose. All right, hang on. Robbie's out.
Chelsea's now running out to the other room to get some
there's
napkins.
blood everywhere. There's blood everywhere.
Don't touch anything.
No, hang on.
All right, I'm going to pause the podcast now while we deal with Robbie's bloody period nose.
Hey, so Matt, as always, I brought a bottle of Fireball whiskey to the show because Fireball is the best. It's the best.
It makes every show better.
It makes everything better, man. It makes dates better. It makes dancing better. It makes podcasts better. It makes shows better. It makes stand-up better. It makes dealing with your family better. It makes crying better. It's so much better. I love it. I'm going to drink some right now. And you know what? If I hold the bottle up, you can actually hear the Fireball whiskey
You
talking.
can't hear it talk.
Yes, you can. I'll take the lid off. Hang on. Okay, now I'm going to hold it up. You can hear.
Steven!
Oh, that's the Fireball.
Wow.
That's in the
I
bottle.
want to be inside you.
Oh, all right.
Steven!
Hey, Fireball. How are you?
I'm so horny, Steven.
I'm sure you are. All right, now
I
let's.
want to do it with your stomach.
Well, get in there. Get on in there. I'm going to drink you down,
right.
baby. Here we go.
Yeah, swallow it. Yeah.
Get in there. Ooh, how's it feel in my stomach?
Feels so good.
Yeah?
Oh, my God. So good.
Hey, who's making all that racket?
Oh, God, there's another man in here. Steven, you whore.
How much stuff do you have in your stomach?
Who's in my stomach? Who is that?
He looks so handsome.
Oh, that's Gary.
Yeah,
Gary,
don't you remember?
Gary asked if he could.
I slipped down an onion ring last week, bro.
Yeah, he needed a place to stay.
Yeah.
I'm Airbnb-ing my
Your
stomach
stomach,
right now.
Definitely, yeah.
So Gary, how is it in there with
It's good, bro. I'm not ready to blow out anytime soon, man.
That's cool, man.
I'm gonna hang out in here for a while.
I hope you don't mind hanging out with Fireball whiskey.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's going to be great. We're going to party together.
We're gonna give him ulcers together, aren't we?
Let's
Kidney stone.
Gary. Let's do a
let's-
sloppy seconds. I'll be
Let's
inside
get revenge
you.
for him eating us, even though we want him to.
Yes.
Yes.
Just kind of rolling inside. Oh,
I think you should go see a doctor, Stephen.
I probably should. Guys, Fireball whiskey, it makes everything better. All right, let's get back to the show. Chelsea, we're having too much fun with you.
Oh my god.
Yes,
I
we're
actually
rolling
made
again.
Someone bleed. How?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did actually.
So Robbie had to step out to deal with his bloody face.
Yeah, we're back.
He's had an eventful day though.
Yeah.
You know,
He
it's
really
probably
has.
it's probably blood that collected after he fell off the chair.
Oh, God, it's something.
He came so hard, he gave himself a concussion. That's-
Holy
Yeah.
crap. Hey, we always bring a present for our guests, and we have one for you.
Is it
my
another
dear.
invisible book?
It is not. It is. I don't know if when you go places and you have a book with you. Let's say a large book.
Right.
What do you do with it? How do you carry it around?
In a book bag?
Yeah. Sometimes you use a book
Yeah.
bag. Other times you use the Nighttime Show backpack.
Oh my god!
This
That
is-
is awesome.
This is the Nighttime Show backpack. It is from the artist Mario Delago, who does our art on our
love
show.
this.
It is Galactus. That's me as Galactus crushing the Trump planet in my hand. That is Marvel themed.
This is so cool.
Yeah, and it's from Bold. Is it Boldface gear on the side? It says on the side there.
Yep, bold
Yeah.
face.
Boldface, yeah, and if other people want to get
This
that
is
backpack,
so
they can go on
awesome.
Boldface website and go pick it up.
I
But
can't
it's
wait to get it.
yours.
I love it.
Yes.
Thank you. I will totally use this.
Awesome.
I feel, oh my God, this is going to get me some serious street cred.
Oh yeah, people
Absolutely.
are going to see
Yeah.
that and they're going to be like, "Wait, is that Galactus
I
from the Marvel series? Like, what is going on?" That you can be like, "It's from the Nighttime Show."
I love that. Well, it was so funny when I first walked in here. And
Robbie's back.
Robbie, you okay? Did it stop?
ow.
All right. You've got it. You've got.
He's got a nose tampon in.
Well, let's hang off the headphones. Don't worry about it. Just talk.
Yeah.
Just talk to
Just
us.
talk at the mic.
And we're gonna because we're wrapping things up.
I just want to say that Chelsea, you and I, we now have something.
A special
That's
bond.
going to, yeah, we do.
We both know what it's like to just bleed in front of people.
Oh,
random.
Robbie. Oh, Robbie.
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
We are more connected now than these two guys. It's great.
I told you, Chelsea.
No,
this is
that's-
what it's like.
We are all connected.
You've
We
had
are
the full
all
Rob-
connected.
This will.
You've had the full Robbie experience
I
today.
really have.
No,
I mean,
you know what? More so than other people have in the
well,
past.
I'm glad it was me.
Yes.
You know?
Well, you know what? When Joey Fatone came on the show, Robbie said one of my favorite things anyone's ever said, which is, hey, when you were out fucking all of your fans' moms, was Lance Bass fucking their dads?
Wow.
And Joey Fatone almost fell off his chair
Yes.
laughing. Like he couldn't do. And
Yeah.
then he also said, hey, when you were on the Kids' Choice Awards and you've got...
slimed?
Got slimed. Did you feel like you finally know what it's like to be Lance Bass on the weekends? Oh, and Robbie's
Yeah.
gay
Yes.
as well. So
Yes.
he's allowed to say stuff like that. That's why he gets away with
That's
it.
awesome. I mean,
Yes.
more power to you to say exactly what you're thinking. I wish I wish I could be more like that.
No, you don't,
I always
Chelsea.
hit the Disney
No.
panic button. Like, how does this sound? How will this
Yeah,
be taken?
yeah. No, I understand. I understand. Where can people find you on the internet?
On the internet, it's just my name on Chelsea Kane on Instagram, Chelsea Kane on Twitter. I'm terrible at Facebook, so I would say the best place to really, talk to me would be Instagram. That seems to be my go-to.
Let me
as
ask
of
you
late.
one quick thing. Have you ever been to not San Diego Comic-Con, but like...
I have.
Have you been to
Well,
them?
I did show fish hooks for a while.
Of course.
And I got to do a panel
With Allison...
at Comic-Con.
Was Allison Stoner on that too?
No,
she
that was
on
Kyle
Phineas
Massey
Ferb.
and Justin Roiland.
Of course. Oh my God, Justin Roiland.
I know. I love Justin. He's also been super. I feel like I got in with the cool kids with that guy because he's brought me over.
Yeah, 'cause Rick and
onto
Morty.
Rick and Morty, and we did a VR video game together not too long ago.
Would you consider coming to LA Comic-Con, to Stanley's Comic-Con, and being on a nighttime show panel where we
Yeah.
have like a full audience and you can...
Yeah, when is
we can
it?
I think it's in October.
Oh, totally.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All
That
right.
would be fun. I thought Comic-Con was so fascinating. I mean, I did not know what I was in for the first time I went, and just walking the floor, it was so cool.
I love it.
It was
Well,
really fun.
you're a total angel. Robbie, where can people find you?
You can find me at Robbie Carlisle on Twitter or in random bathrooms bleeding and sneezing.
What
God, this
emergency
is-
room will you be in tonight?
Oh, Robbie, you're just such a wonderful cake. Oh, hey, Robbie, fun thing. Me and Robbie did a video together at lootcrate.com, which
Yeah.
comes out this month. It was Robbie and Casper Van Dien from Starship Troopers and Rob Van Dam, the wrestler, and all sorts of other wonderful people. And you were fucking... Rachel, my girlfriend, was in
Rachel,
it.
yeah.
All sorts of... Rachel Mullins, all sorts of wonderful people were in that. Jeff
Awesome.
Richards from SNL was in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it's going to be great. You'll love it. It's very funny, Chelsea.
Very cool.
I'll send it
I'll
to
totally
you.
check it out.
Matt, where can people get you?
You can find links to everything at funnymatt.com, or if you were irritated by me today, please let me know at mattwalkersucks.com.
Yes, they will. They will, as they always do. You can always get me at Stephen Glickman, STPHEN, Glickman on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the Nighttime Show podcast. Leave comments, leave reviews, and post it, repost it, and repost it. This has been so much fun, and you're the freaking coolness.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Oh,
Thank you
of
for putting
course.
up with
Thank
all
you
of this.
guys.
Thank you.
This was awesome.
This was
Thanks
a
for having
whole
me.
situation. I'll talk to you.
That's
Enjoy.
perfect.
Enjoy. Thanks a lot, guys.